they pride. What, like, bro? These guys are so fucking dirty. Look. I don't know if I've told you this, but I want you to keep this in mind. Some of these deputies and sheriffs have been putting out fucking hits on other people via the Saints.
I know fucking way.
I swear to you, up and down. And I wouldn't have believed it myself. Had it not come from some, like, let's just say someone else connected. You know what I mean?
So
and they would not lie to me.
You're telling me that cops dating criminals leads to cops being corrupt for that same group of criminals?
Exactly. You know, I brought this up with the sheriff, and they're just like laughed it off. Like, and I'm like, you know, yeah, it is kind of funny. You're deciding to skip like the most like logical conclusion you would, you know, arrive at.
Because they're not going to dog their friends. Well, I didn't read it. Didn't some fucking like, didn't some fucking cop, that shit cop came out with that huge document? I didn't read that shit. That shit was too long.
Sky Faye? Oh,
is that her name?
There ain't no way she's sticking around after the results. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Listen.
but then, I mean, she's still a cop, though. I'm like, everyone told me that document was crazy, though.
Well, when the marshals came to defend her, you know, like, hey, you can't read. You know, fucking deputy marshal comes through in a room, and she's like, hey, you are going to get fired as a police officer if you read the fucking leaked document, because if you do, it's illegal and against the, like, right to privacy. Like, this is who's got the power over the other cops. Someone who says shit like that.
If it's public,
it's to anybody with like a second grade education. Okay, let's say fourth grade, because I think that's when you learn about Constitution and shit. It clearly is not illegal. It's protected by the freedom of press. It's in the public. It's in the public domain. You can read it.
I gotta know who's fucking who to be able to get this much authority, my man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If only I had a bigger dick and I was slightly more handsome, I'm pretty sure I could run this city.
Well, you know, districts are coming. It's one of the first things I want to cook.
I'm so fucking happy you and Kyle got it. I need you to break up this fucking friend zone of cops that they got up there. Man. The reason I'm a criminal in the first place is because I'm against these motherfuckers. They tried to target me when I was fucking scamming them down at Mosley. Those pieces of fucking shit. Fuck them.
The reality is, me and Pred are still gonna be handcuffed by the DOJ and the marshals, right?
Of course.
But there's a lot of things we can do. We said in the meeting, we were already talking about seeing if we can legalize pythons.
Wait, who wants to legalize pythons?
Me and Pred.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So trust me, we're gonna be cooking. I mean, and hey, like, why can't you purchase like other people's firearms, right? As long as it's documented, you know. Well, you know, do you know what the NRA is?
No.
National Rifle Association. I'm going to do a good reading of the NRA and some of the things that they want to put into place. Because, you know, can't you have guns that you're not planning to use? Antiques, etc., etc. I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, the Second Amendment of the United States is something that we should really heavily consider, the right to bear arms. And in the United States Constitution, it doesn't say anything about needing serial numbers and shit like that. Why does the government need to know whose gun belongs to who?
I know. Fucking, they feel like it's all their business. But fucking, look, I find it crazy that they tried to arrest Kyle Pred immediately after he became mayor. But I can tweet out every day a picture of me having black tar heroin, weapons trafficking worth of guns, IFACs, tweet out the location of the building, and they won't go to it.
Wait, they haven't?
Unlocked. No, nothing's happened. I've been arrested like 3 times on a single weapon. They don't care.
Wait, did they not? They haven't even interrogated you?
No, they didn't care. I have been calling cops and buying badges off of cops just so I can sell them on Crim.market.
Wait, and they sold them to you?
Well, no, they haven't sold it to me, but they're very much aware of what I'm doing. I call cops and I'm like, yo, what can you sneak out of the PD armory so I can sell it on Crim.market? No one gives a fuck. Like, I think the Hydra raid, you heard about the Hydra raid stuff, right?
If only you knew, Dundee.
Well, I don't got a fucking clue. But what I do know is I have a feeling the Hydra raid must be personal or like targeted. Because I kid you not, brother, I don't know how annoying I must be to where they don't even want to bother. But like you see the shit I'm tweeting.
Yeah.
The door's open. You can wander in right now and have a look at all of it. They don't care. They will not try it. They will not test it.
They should have a like like I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like it's the time of day type shit. And transparently, I don't know too much about what happens around now. But actually, you know what? I kind of have an idea. Listen, this police department is the worst I've ever seen it in my life, and that includes the marshals. And I say that as someone that evaded the cops for a long time. Nowadays, it's either nowadays you only go to jail if they catch you with everything in the moment of the arrest. Anything beyond that, I don't think they know how to connect the dots. Or they connect the dot that's so insane and run with that instead. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I had 3 different cops call me and warn me saying that the marshals are trying to arrest me for treason because I call myself a prime minister. Therefore, I'm trying to make Vespucci a treason place. Yeah, I had cops call me and like warn me, yo, the marshals are being dumb. They're trying to arrest me for treason.
There's a lot of good cops. There's a lot of them that do not agree with what the marshals are doing. And I will say one thing to keep in mind is hey, Tilly, you can come over here. One thing to keep in mind, right, is I think there is a level of fear by officers that if they don't do things or do things, that they're going to face repercussions. And that's something that I want to, with Pred, try to help alleviate. Like, they should not be patrolling. They should not be involved in drugs. Their primary motive should be that they are someone that is brought in when needed. Otherwise, if they are there always looking over someone's shoulder, especially when they don't know the difference between, like, a difference from like a dick and an ass, like, you know, what fucking good are they other than making things worse?
Preach, brother. It's we need people like you, but the problem is fucking that motherfucker Angel is gonna handcuff you, like you said. You know, like
now me and Pred together can write state legislation.
Permission to take your car to help Lily?
Yeah, sure.
She's being chased.
Oh shit.
If Pred and I sign something, it becomes state law.
And the marshals can't do anything about it?
They have to obey it. As long as it's constitutional. And trust me, there's some things we're going to cook. And now I will tell you that there's no way we're going to be able to go 100% of the way. But by what I've seen myself, I have already made the DOJ change things for the better. Just from the kicking, screaming, and letters that I've been writing. And now it's me and Pred. Barriers, the wall has gotten a lot shorter.
This is going to be a spicy month. I hope that you two cook, but just got to remember, man, they're going to try everything they can to get rid of Kyle Pred. I mean, look at Angel.
Oh.
Fucking the minute she learnt that Kyle Pred was running for mayor, what does she do? Oh, you can only vote for one now. Uh-oh.
And
Isn't
here's
that
the
a
thing.
fucking surprise?
They've been trying to stop me for 3 months. They haven't yet. They'll try to go after Pred. And let's see what happens with that. As long as it continues to garner support, it's going to be very difficult to garner the opinion necessary. Because, look, you can remove somebody legally. But if you do so in a way that's going to piss a lot of people off, they got to factor that in, too.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. I feel like we're more further back away from July 3rd than we ever have been. Like, how's it get worse continuously? Fucking,
yeah.
It's incredible. The blatant corruption. It's stupid, but you know what, Nino? Just see you like that car over there.
Soon, I'm gonna try.
I mean, what if it just arrived in your hands for no reason? You know, you just find the money needed on the floor, and then suddenly a bill gets proposed.
Yeah, not wrong. See, the good thing about me is I'm not really much for material things.
Yeah, but how much is it?
$500,000.
You deserve more than $500,000, Kai. I'm not gonna lie to you. Treat yourself.
Yeah, I'm not.
You've done a lot good for us.
I already got like 2 wives coming up, so I gotta watch myself a little bit.
That's right.
No, you gotta get rid of your money before you get bled dry.
Oh no, I got that
I'm
covered.
joking.
How long do you think Carl's
Mine is
going to last
yours.
as mayor before the cops bullshit arrest him?
I think that I genuinely,
A week?
unless we he needs to clean up BCSO quick and not sleep on it.
I think
He
they'll
needs to
shoot him.
fire all of them, bro. They're all fucking corrupt. I mean, you saw what Declan tweets. He's a moron that goes around and antagonizes people, then cries when people talk to him. He's fucking loser.
The problem is some of the laws changed in a way that make it vague enough that you can get impeached and fired over next to nothing. I don't think it's been intentional, but that's me putting a bit more faith into the powers that be. I think Pred needs to swiftly, as a side effect of this warrant, which was timely, use that as the reason to wipe the BCSO and let it start clean, and understand that that is better for him in the long run and the city of and the state of San Andreas.
I
If you
think
do not
BCSO
cut the
caused
head
that.
of the snake, then it only gets worse. A lot of people gave me shit for putting Daisy in place, right? And listen, LSPD is not perfect, but compared to where it was 3 months ago, it's a hell of a lot better. Especially once TRT disappears.
Can I be chief of police?
In theory.
Even as a
No,
terrorist?
no, in theory you can't. You need to be a civilian.
Hey, Robert, you want to be chief of police?
I could
No,
be.
we're
I've
not
got
gonna do that.
I have a non-violent felony, and that's about it. I can get that shit expunged 50K. No, easy peasy.
No, we have the right people in place. I've already
I got a
given
mustache.
I've already given the chief notice about needing TRT to dial it the fuck back and operate under stricter guidelines.
Nino, can I ask you a question? Sorry, Dundee.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it with cops going around, BCSO cops going around, and without even prompt saying, anybody steals this car, I will shoot them in the face on the spot.
Huh.
Don't care. I've put too much
Wait,
money into this.
Oh, you haven't heard of this?
Oh,
This
I
happened.
have.
There's not one. This is multiple. They don't
Yeah.
care. It's not even. Before there was an excuse. Oh, there's class 2 boxes that are in there, right? Class 2 weapons. But now it's just. I just spent 350,000 upgrading this car. I'll shoot you in the face. I don't care. I heard this today. I heard this yesterday. Unprompted, they'll just say that to mechanics.
It's because in my opinion, the foundations of the police department are so much on like a dog shit foundation that there aren't enough forces that are in place that keep the PD, reminding the PD that they are a police department and not a fucking gang. You mix that with the thin blue line mentality where cops are protecting cops doing bad shit because they're friends and have that natural tendency to protect each other, and things go under the rug. But that's why I'm starting CLAP, which is a series of lawyers, many of which are already signed up for it, who are gonna be paid by the county to target incidents like this with civil litigation.
You know what I think also is an issue?
Yeah.
Cops shouldn't have to spend, as much as I hate cops, right? An issue will be eliminated if the vehicles were upgraded, maybe even to like mid-level from the get-go, especially the shared ones.
Well, I'll tell you what the
they're
problem
like
is.
stage 4 right now.
It's a complicated problem. So with the old administration, they couldn't get it through their head because BCSO and the Blaine County Mayor's office was so like buddy that most of our grievances was for me pointing out that I don't want BCSO coming down here. We're paying the bill, and these fucking dumb fucks are taking suspects down here up there so they can buy interceptors.
That's what was happening. That's what was happening.
And I've already started to put my foot down again. Daisy's already got legislation changed, and I'm going to keep pressing it. The reason, and you might be like, why? The simple fact is this. BCSO, by having this like scuffed budget of like stealing money from Los Santos County, they create a situation where they're now over hiring police up north, right? And in turn, Los Santos, the LSPD budget is also now reduced as a consequence. If those things were not happening, number one, over hiring, over policing, and the budgets were proper, then the LSPD budget would be able to cover those expenses. So it's complicated, but we're working on it. You know what I mean? And but it's a very slow process, a lot of red tape. But hey, I got the foundations in place, and now I got 3 months not having to write fucking hunting legislation or whatever the fuck. So,
I hate to spit more questions at you, Nino. Thank you for listening
No,
to us, but I
anytime.
do have one more thing. Now that you and Pred are, you know, the big dogs, what the fuck do we got to do to make sure that, look, I don't go to court anymore, not because I can't get a judge, not because it takes too long, not because I can't get a lawyer, or the cops do too good of a job. I go to court, they send one cop, they barely say any questions, they close their case, they say, look at the report, we have all of our statements in it. The judge goes away and says, I read the report, I agree with the report. And then rules in their favor. They need to remove the report. They need to present everything from the report manually, but they don't present it. They just say, look at the
I'll
report.
tell you. So I'm aware of what you're talking about, and
Thank you, man.
I haven't seen enough cases where I can be like, yo, here are some hardcore examples. But I know what you're referencing. You're not the first one to bring it up to me. The issue, if I'm going to be honest, is the DOJ is not what it used to be. We better judges have finally started, like veteran judges, like what's his name? Who's the one that Grayson, for example, has come on board. The problem is that some, like, let me give you an example of Weiss. I think Weiss is a really good judge. In terms of
Fuck
like
that judge.
Well, hold on. I think he's good in the sense that he is doing what he thinks is best for generally all parties. But the problem is he's green. And I don't think he's got any veteran judges to point him in a direction that says, hey, that doesn't make sense, or that's too much for Los Santos. I'll give you an example. They have introduced the good faith doctrine. Now, I don't know. There's no way to know whether the rest of the judges agreed to this or he came up with it. I can only assume, because of the lack of documentation and information, that he made that decision. I understand where he came up with the idea. I understand that it's an idea that you would have come up with in a courts outside of San Andreas, but he doesn't have the experience to understand what can of worms he opened up as a consequence. In other words, bad warrants leading to raids in which you find things that become admissible in court and charges get pressed. Does that make sense? Like the veteran, there's not enough. Like it's the same thing with investigators in the police department. There are no veteran investigators, so they make, there's no one there to make sure that shit investigations don't happen. So how do you fix it? That's where CLAP comes into play. And I'll tell you right now, some of these lawyers that are coming on board are ex-judges that have been around for a minute. So let me cook. It won't be 100%, but I think it's going to relieve a lot of stress.
Well, I hope so, mate, because I know Kyle was trying to represent me in the last case, and he lost his fucking mind hearing what the judge had to say. We just need,
Tilly just got $100,000, right? Mm-hmm. This is why I'm being like, I don't agree with Weiss, but I don't think he's doing it like maliciously or to be like pro this or pro that. I think he just doesn't know. Is Tilly waited 4 months for the court case in which Riker and two other cops, Slacks and Maeve, went through her cell phone illegally and then altered police reports to hide the fact that they did some of these things. She was only paid $100,000 in punitive damages. Punitive damages is how you tell the police department that's really bad for everybody. $100K is like a fart in the bucket. It should have been $1 million, $2 million. And the reason they only did $100,000 is because they don't know or have access to the LSPD budget, and they're expecting the lawyer to give that information to them, even though historically they've been able to check all the bank accounts. So there's like little shit like that that's got to get resolved. You know what I mean?
We make the budget public.
It technically already is. Anybody can request all the funds for every bank in the state, the counties, and the PDs. So
Shit, we just need to get you guys to tweet it out every day. That'll help lawyers a lot.
well, that's what I'm thinking is like a monthly like financial report. But there is one caveat: is in order to get that shit, you have to contact a guy named Nick Nielsen Samuel. I think that's his name.
I see.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah.
Last
But-
question. Vespucci Independent State when?
District. We're already working on legislation. I'm
New
hoping
question.
for.
Vespucci Independent Country when?
We can't do that. That's seceding.
Why not?
Because you're seceding from my county.
I
Can
take
they do
over
that
Vespucci and become
themselves?
Prime Minister when?
Start with running Vespucci the district, and then let's see. Then there'll be a problem for the next guy.
Okay, so if I run Vespucci, can I put up a border so anyone comes into Vespucci? I want a border. Can I just have a fucking
We're gonna have
border?
a fucking border between Blaine. How about this? Blaine County, Los Santos County. We're already planning on a border.
If you need help with the border, let me know,
Physical
okay?
wars? I want physical goddamn wars.
That's
in
exactly what we wanted.
Vespucci. That's all I care about. If I get wars... in
Wait,
Vespucci
technically
and
you're
then-
already gonna have one because your district is gonna be Vespucci is gonna be walled from what's north of it. You're gonna have Great Ocean.
I don't fucking want Great Ocean. That place's a piece of shit.
It's north of Vespucci. Consider the
It is north of
DMZ.
Okay. So, like, you're telling me there's going to be, like, a military border with a checkpoint?
That's what me and Pred are aiming for. Some of it depends on how much concrete construction's willing to pour down.
If Donald Trump can get a war, Los Santos can get a war.
Trump never got a wall.
I thought that was his whole shtick.
Yeah, he tried to put one down, and it's like barely there.
He didn't really.
Isn't it
Oh,
like
that's
less than
strong.
1% or something?
It's
Like
it's
the-
it's
I don't
very
know.
small. It's not a. It's like a, like I don't even know what percentage. It's like a very low percentage overall.
We're going to build a war, and I'm going to make the other gangs pay for it.
All right.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
You know, I love you.
All right.
I love you. Look, you know, look, I don't need to state it again, but you know, I've always got a favor that I owe you, Nino.
What-
Oh shit!
listen,
What the
listen.
fuck do you
Oh
fucking
my
probably
God.
piece of fucking shit?
I'm
fucking
I'm sorry.
You motherfucker! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Bloody my fucking man! You piece of shit!
I'm sorry.
Oh,
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Can we
Up
try
there,
that later?
you
Yeah.
piece of shit!
Or-
Fucking get out of my goddamn sight, prospect!
Hey, give me 2 seconds. I'll call you right back.
Sounds good, sir.
Get out of here! I apologize for my prospect.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay, well, I'll get out of your hair. You're a busy man.
Hey.
But yeah, good to see you driving that thing again. I remember you used to
Yeah.
drive one years ago.
That's exactly what I wanted, Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You take care.
Any luck, guys? Take care, boss.